go. Hi everybody, Remy Rex here and welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video we are having a look at Alliance War and what I think you could personally do, or what Scopely could do in order to make Alliance War a lot better. We do have a rework coming, so what we are going to do first is take a look at this rework, and I'm going to go through and kind of say why I'm still not happy. For those of you that don't know, I am an Alliance leader. I have been leading for about 18 months now, and I do lead on War, and I'm also a captain and a co-leader in my baby account Alliance as well. So War and Alliance War is something that I am heavily involved with, and it is probably my least favourite game mode. Even with the rework coming in, I still think it could be better. So we're going to go and have a look. So first of all, War Energy. So we're now going to start with 4 war energy instead of 2, and we get 10 free attacks, and we can do 14 attacks in total. I think this is absolutely fine. There are more teams, there's more characters in the game now, so being able to use more of your teams is absolutely fine, and we will talk about obviously the additional defense slots. I think that's fine. I think it is nice that they're increasing the energy cap to 10 along with giving you that additional energy. It is going to be nice that at the start of War you can do a few more attacks than normal, and again you don't necessarily have to worry about getting on it first thing in the morning or every time the energy drops, but depending on how competitive your alliance is, you might still be coming on every time energy drops anyway. Then moving on to the second one, they're having the ISO War Ready trait. Again, I think that was kind of expected, the way they're moving the game with ISOs and making ISOs required for a lot of game modes. Is level 4 a little bit steep? Probably. Maybe level 3 would have been nice, but again, for Doom Rage you got to have your characters at level 4 or 5, so a lot of us are going to be having a lot of characters already at level 3, 4 or 5, so don't think that's kind of too much to the end of the world. So again, I think that's fine. I think that was expected. We were going to start getting some ISO requirements one way or another. Room update, so we now have 10 defense slots. I mean, I don't really have any defense teams to put on there because I have an offense roster, so I'm thinking I might be putting old school Aimtron on the defense slot. If you have any suggestions for a team that you could maybe put on defense, do let me know in the comments down below. And I am worried about this because how do I know when maintenance is going to finish? Are you going to tell me? Am I going to be able to fit it in? We are in time zone 4, so hopefully for my alliance it won't be the end of the world, but for those of you in time zone 1, I feel like this is going to end badly, but there we go. Also, so they've updated some of the helicarrier rooms. Thank goodness the cargo bay buffs are moving now that obviously cargo bay is going to become important. Cargo bay is my least favourite room because of those random buffs. Everybody spawns in stealth or with immunity and it ruins everything for you. And then you've obviously got the percentage boosts for your war ready characters, and obviously this is going to make hangar absolutely even more important. It's going to make cargo bay really important. It's going to make bridge a real pain, which considering it's worth 200 points, absolutely, I'm not complaining about this. I think that's fine. Boost and attack, so again you'll be able to do more boosts, which I think again is fine if you want to use your blitz credits on that. I mean, is anybody buying anything in the Blitz store at the moment? Probably not. So that's fine. Being able to attack up to 4 teams at once. Again, I actually think this is a really great thing because, again, it gives you some flexibility. It means that if you're on and there's only 1 room marked, you don't have to wait or worry or not be able to do your attacks. There's going to be 4 teams available. We try and have at least 2 targets, which means there's always going to be 8 teams available. So it gives you that little bit more, flexibility when attacking. So I think for some of us more casual alliances, that will be really great. For the competitive alliances, it means they'll get moving quicker. They've also added so I don't know how I feel about this one. I have been raging a little bit. So the do not attack indicator, I know this has been something that's been asked for ages, being able to, turn rooms off or mark off rooms. And I think it is a really great idea. I welcome this as a war captain, as a leader. But the fact that it's visual only, well, that doesn't help me, does it? If it's visual, if my alliance can still go in and attack a room that's marked as do not attack, what's the point? What is the point? If they're hitting rooms that aren't marked anyway, a visual tool, if a visual tool's not making them hit a room, it's not going to make them not hit a room either, is it? So come on, Scopely, don't half do a job, like, do it fully. Why is it visual only? That's not going to help. Let me turn off rooms. Let me make them unable to be attacked. This is just going to end in a disaster. It's just not going to go well. It's going to confuse people. It's going to confuse beginner alliances. I am actually really worried for my beginner alliance that people are either going to not understand, or they think it also means that you can attack because it'll be marked and you can attack it. So I am really worried about this the more I think about it, and visual only just doesn't help me. Does not help me at all. And then finally, practice mode. I actually think this is pretty good. This is almost as good as we could ask for when we were asking for PvP with like war bonuses added, allowing you to actually practice. Emma Marauder counters when she first came out. How great would this have been? We can all practice on Heroes for Hire or Heroes 5 Hire teams. Try different things without having to have an off war to try or waste things. People can make more YouTube videos. It is probably going to be pretty helpful. And I think this is going to be something that is very utilized. I know my alliance are really excited about this. And we are all definitely kind of eager to start testing out teams and doing a bit more practice. So I think that this will be kind of a welcome thing, and it's halfway to kind of what we wanted with being able to actually use characters with the war bonuses that they get. And it'd be nice to see defensive teams, our own defensive teams, our own defensive alliance teams in action. So it's not all bad, but I still think they're halfway there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into what I think will kind of fix war and how I think they can kind of still fix war going forward. So first of all, I want to talk about matchmaking. Matchmaking is still awful, especially in my beginner alliance. We are facing 20, 30 mil, 40 mil punch-ups when you're only 1 mil TCP and you're facing everybody who's 6 and 7 mil TCPs. It is not fun, and it is hard. And it's hard to get people to attack because they just can't. We can't even field 8 defensive squads. How are we going to field 10 defensive squads? It is really hard. So I think one way in which we can help fix matchmaking is by removing a time zone. We really don't need 4 time zones for war starts, especially because 2 of the time zones, they start at the same time at 12 hours apart. So one starts at 8 a.m. and one starts at 8 p.m. I really don't think we need 4. I think if we merge them down to 3, that would make it a lot easier. There'd be more alliances in each time zone, and it would probably help matchmaking a little bit more. And I also think individual TCP needs to be taken into account as well, rather than just looking at alliance TCP. If an alliance has a varied TCP, then they should face another alliance that has a varied TCP. And I really think they could do a little bit more work into making kind of matchmaking a little bit better and a little bit player friendly. I am going to be doing a video on how to kind of fix alliance recruitment and why it really sucks being so stuck in an alliance and tied to an alliance to make gameplay kind of effective or competitive or really good. So do look out for that video. I'm going to talk about kind of TCPs and being in an alliance a little bit more. But I really think that, if you're in an alliance with your friends and everybody has a varied TCP, that does need to be taken into account. Even in my main alliance, where we range from about 7 mil to 14 mil TCP, it's not really that big of a gap, but it would help. And I know there are other alliances out there that have similar TCP ranges to us. In terms of rewards, this is something that absolutely frustrates me the most, especially as a leader. The fact that if I do 1 attack, I could even do no attacks and just 1 boost. I will get the same rewards as somebody who does 12 attacks. And I do not understand how that is fair. In raids currently, again, I know they're changing with Doom 2, but in raids currently, the person who does the most damage gets the most rewards. And I absolutely think that should be the same in war. If I have an alliance member doing 12 attacks every war, they're refreshing the blitz store, they're buying the pack of shame, then absolutely they deserve more rewards than somebody who does 1 attack. Absolutely. So I think that's definitely something that needs to be taken into account. And then I also think something that would really help is having season rewards more individually ranked than alliance ranked. And the reason why I say this is because you have to be in alliance for 5 days in order to get season rewards. So it does make the moving window, again, a alliance recruitment, it does make the window really difficult. So why don't we have those season rewards more player based, and then that way we wouldn't have to worry so much about when we can move into a different alliance. We won't lose out on those precious T4s by moving alliances on a Thursday or a Friday. So I actually think that could be something that could really help, rather than having alliance milestones and having it tied to the alliance, have them individually. Again, then the person who's putting up 12 attacks every war, getting all those defense wins every war, can get more points. The people who put the more effort in, spend more money on the game, getting those, really solid teams up, getting those defense wins, getting those damage points, can actually then get the rewards for them. And then something I put here that would be an absolute dream, and I know we've all been asking for it, not only for war but for arena as well, is being able to replay your attacks, whether that's your defense wins that you've got or attacks that other alliance members have done. I think this would be absolutely incredible if, let's say, somebody in your alliance pulled off a really amazing attack or really amazing punch up, or they tested a new team on Heroes for Hire and it worked, and you're like, oh my god, how did you do that? Wouldn't it be so cool if we could all go in as alliance members and rewatch that attack? So I'm not just talking about your defense wins or people doing stupid things or anything like that, but seeing the good things. Or what about if you have that one person in your alliance that can't use symbiotes against Asgards because they're not quite doing something right? Wouldn't it be so cool if you could go in and watch their attack and let them know where they went wrong, and you could really help out your alliance members rather than relying on them to, record it and send it to you externally? So I really think it would be cool if we could play back the matches, not just our defense wins to see how good our defense is, or what people are doing, but also what our alliance are doing for attacking as well. And I think that would really help kind of alliance morale. It will help kind of the hustle and bustle of being in an alliance and working together and helping each other out, which I know lots of us do with raids. So it would be really cool to do it for Alliance War as well. So that is kind of how I think they could still improve War after these reworks that are coming in the next day or so. Do let me know in the comments down below if you think of anything else that could fix War, or something that you'd really like to see, something that you think needs to be taken out. What are your thoughts and impressions of the rework? Let me know what you think of those as well. And also, if you want to have a prediction of how many bugs they're going to be, then let me know down below as well. I am going to be making lots of videos on how to fix all sorts of game modes, so do look out for those. And if you do want to chat to me live, then I am always live on Twitch on Tuesdays, Fridays and Sundays. But thank you very much everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.